Thank you so much, Mr. Promise. And congratulations for you moving to the next position in your career. One of the main things
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. One few things which I've managed to get from your opening remarks is return on investment, business having structures,
sure.
And the business model. And also the final part of your opening remark, which basically talks about the foreign-owned companies, and you thinking of writing a paper in regards to this. I'm looking forward to reading that paper once you're done. And to Ms. Folakemi, again, this is very, very important as an opening remark. Investment-ready SMEs through operational excellence. What comes into your mind as we proceed?
So for me, investment readiness would mean how ready is a business to grow, right? What are the structures, just like Promise has said, the structures that you've put in place for scalability, continuous improvement, quality control in your business. It also speaks to how do you standardize your operations internally, and then how do you measure your performance or your key performance indicators, to help you be investment ready and attract investors. Thank you.
You're welcome. Continuous improvements, quality systems, how are they understood and followed, and then the key performance indicators. These are some of the things which are really, really, really key whenever we push forward in trying to identify and advise SMEs on what they're supposed to do for them to be investor ready. So coming to you again, Mr. Temi, from your experience at FrieslandCampina, how does operational excellence in supply chain contribute to making a business attractive to investors?
Thank you very much, Dr. Paul. So I believe operational excellence builds investors' confidence, because that's what shows that the business is first disciplined. That's what shows that the business is predictable, and that's what shows that the business is scalable, just as Olayinka already mentioned. But when a company can consistently plan their demand, they can manage their inventory, they can also deliver products efficiently, and then it reduces the risk. And investors love to reduce risk. Okay, that's what brings in the returns. But here's the thing: how excellent is our operations in Africa? Okay, I think for me, that's some take-out that I want from this meeting today. So let's bring it down home. Operational excellence in Nigeria or in Africa should actually mean the same thing as it is in Europe: reliable planning, predictable output, cost efficiency, consistent quality. But is that what we have? Okay, Promise also talked about the fact that businesses that are foreign-owned are succeeding. Yeah, but we see that the reality is different from what we have in Africa versus what we have outside Africa. The infrastructure gaps, the complex supply chain, if it's not, we can now give it different names to minimize the impact or the feeling of this complexity. But the truth is that our supply chain is complex in Africa. Okay, we see a lot of shifting regulations, which makes it harder for Nigerian or African SMEs to really eat those standards. And this scares our investors away, because investors want to minimize their risk. I'll give you an example. I like this example so much. It takes 3 weeks lead time on the average to bring the container from Rotterdam to Apapa. But it takes 3 weeks, sometimes even more, to bring that same container from Apapa to Ikeja. So how do you want SMEs to really survive in that kind of environment? So here's the point. Operational excellence is the bridge that should reduce the risk. So when a business demonstrates that despite all these challenges, all this disruption, they can still deliver on time, they can still keep costs under control, and they can still meet the quality that we expect as a consumer, then it will build investors' confidence. So let's think about it this way. So if I'm an SME in Lagos today, and I can show that I can maintain 95% service level even during the fuel scarcity problem, and also keep my production running despite erratic power supply in Nigeria. An investor will think, if I can perform under this condition, then I can scale everywhere, anywhere. Okay, so for me, operational excellence isn't just about the internal discipline. It's also about how we signal to the world that yes, we are resilient, that you can turn chaos into order, and that you have the systems and the people to actually protect that investor's capital. So in many ways, the tougher the environment, the more powerful the message when you achieve operational excellence. As an SME in Africa, we're still very, very far from reality, I would say. And I think I should say allegedly, so it can be contested. I hope that we'll get there. Europe has the systems. Africa, we need the creativity. The constraint that we have today, they are real, and it's everywhere. It cuts across every industry. It cuts across every structure. But businesses that figure out how to stay reliable, how to stay sustainable, despite this kind of constraint, they are the ones that attract investors. They are the investment magnets. And it's not about fancy apps or fancy ERPs. Investors want to see predictability before they can put their money into your business, okay? Because they're not betting on your product. It's about money. It's about return on investment. They are betting on the availability or the ability for you to deliver consistently. So excellence for me, it's really a competitive advantage. And in the kind of chaotic environment that we find ourselves, it's only the businesses with strong process that really will stand out, and they are the ones that will capture the market very fast, and they're the ones that will attract investors.
Thank you. You've brought it out very clearly. But before I move to the next guests, you've spoken about supply chain is complex. With your experience in the industry, maybe one or two solutions which you feel, the low-hanging solutions which you feel they can be of help to SMEs to be able to thrive and be able to get support even when it comes to investments?
So when you talk of solution, for me, the simpler the better. Okay, and I think why most businesses fail right now is that we compete with ourselves rather than competing externally. And that's why I really like S&OP very well. And if you don't embrace that, you may not be able to crack. You may not be able to crack this chaos as it is. So it's not that SMEs don't want to plan; it's that they are oftentimes dealing with unpredictable realities. So that, like I mentioned, the port congestion. So how do we solve this? First, make it simple. Okay, it's about resilience. You don't try to really run ahead of yourself most of the time. Start small. You don't need those sophisticated systems. I know of an SME, it's a tech SME. It crashed within 6 months because he invested everything in a sophisticated ERP. Why? That's not what you need now. They say, they tell me that Excel isn't good. It's not what I need. I need to have a beautiful presentation. I need to have AI. Yeah, but you spend a lot of your money building a limousine for what a Volkswagen could do. So that's one big problem in Africa, where we believe that the higher the sophistication, the higher the quality. Even a shared spreadsheet on Google Sheets or Google Doc with your monthly demand numbers, the list of your key customers, the show of your rolling inventory, this can create magic. The goal is to get everyone in the business looking at the same picture. It's not who has the fancy slides, and I think that's one thing that most SMEs have missed in the past. Maybe I should stop at that, but also I think I should mention the fact that consistency is the order of the day. When you try to start and you try to eat it, just like the fast-moving companies, the multinationals, you compete with them and not understanding where they are coming from. The Unilever of today were Lever Brothers. They were just, they started small. The PZ of today, they started as a conglomerate at some point. The FrieslandCampina of today, they started as farmers, group of farmers. So if you're an SME and you think that, I have arrived now, I need to compete with those guys, then you have yourself to be burnt. And that's why when I also used to be in procurement and I see the big shots, the younger ones, the SMEs really contesting at high stage with the big shots, I'll say you're missing it. That's not where you should be at this point. Look at what is at the bottom of the pyramid. It's a lot, it's large, it's a pyramid scale. Rather than you going for the high shots, what is beneath? What can you really scale up in your operation? And I think the earlier the better our SMEs get to understand the fact that the situation will, apologies for my words again, the situation may not get better. That's the truth. It may not get better. It's up to you. How do you intend to make your own operation better? How do you intend to be competitive? How do you intend to be better than your yesterday? Okay, so it's not about the beautiful fancy stuff. It's about really making sure that our system is sustainable and scalable.
Thank you so much. That's well articulated. Coming to you, Dr. Hossam, being in academics and also with your professional lens, why is operational excellence such a critical factor in SME investment readiness?
I totally agree with Mr. Bandele about his words. Operational excellence represents the core backbone for any business to start capitalize on and generate revenue, generate sustainable revenue stream. So if we don't have a very clear business model and operational model, if I don't find very simple solutions for the normal business problems, I guess I will be messy. I will get off track very quickly. Investors need to have the credibility, need they need to trust the SME about how they are handling their problems. Mr. Bandele just was highlighting that many SMEs are focusing on shooting high, focusing on having abnormal solutions for their problem. However, in many times, simple solution will make it very, very, very straightforward, make it work first. I guess operational excellence is one of the key points that investors are looking for. Supply chain can play a very critical role in ensuring that kind of operational excellence. Supply chain, effective supply chain management in such kind of small, medium enterprise can create a real competitive advantage if they can find some solutions for how to optimize their operation. They can think differently, but again, think differently after trying the traditional solutions. Do not try to create unplanned solution or inconvenient solution for the traditional problem. Yes, again, not to make it off track. I do believe that supply chain can create a very strong advantage based, which is and also can enable streamline our operational model, which can lead to operational excellence. But we need first to try the traditional solutions with our traditional problems, and by time we can find how we can work on finding different solutions for our problem, which can differentiate our company from others. But again, I'm totally seconding Mr. Bandele's opinion about that.